G Pow, how you doing, man?
Good, Trey. How you doing, man?
Oh, good, good. Just chilling, man. I'm happy to have you on the show.
I'm
I
happy to be here. Thank you.
Hell yeah, man. I saw you at the Creek do your set and shit, and in doing that, I found out that you were on Killtony, and you did really well on Killtony, and I was like, oh, look at that, man. I'm like, I think this is the first time I haven't seen somebody on Killtony before asking them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I guess to kick it all off, man, I wanted to get get people to know who you are and stuff like that. And so origin of G Pow.
Yeah. I mean, it's my name. It's actually my name. Well, it's technically G Pow, but just phonetically speaking, how it's spelled, I figured this is kind of a cool stage name too. You know, Pow, Punchlines. I feel like it's a good comedic sounding name.
I think so. Yeah. And it fits you because it's your name.
Yeah. There's no fabrication, only slight, but
right. It's exactly who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Where are you from originally?
I was born and raised in New Jersey, North New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
And I moved down to Austin about 8 months ago at this point.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. So you haven't been here very long at all.
Nope.
No. What do you think?
I get that question a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm still figuring it out because I'm pretty much like comedy, work, home. That's my gist, you know? But I do, especially when my folks come into town, I try to venture out a little bit and we kind of explore Austin together. And I like it, especially it has the country feel, like it's not so city, but with the city here.
Yeah.
Compared to New York City, where it's all just like traffic and like noise and just craziness all the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're really familiar with like that kind of major metropolitan thing.
Totally.
And
totally.
like where you're from, like are you from like a big city like that or?
No, I mean, where I was in New Jersey, it's like suburbs for sure. I mean, I grew up in a city essentially, but I was so young then I really didn't process it. And then my family moved to the suburbs when I was like 5.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of like what I was used to, is more the combination of like accessibility of the city, but at the same time it's like quiet cul-de-sacs and things like that. So I think naturally, like that being part of my life, I've always been more into like the rural environment, like what you can't have type deal. So there was always, in New Jersey is a funny place. Have you been there before?
No.
It's an interesting place because everyone thinks like Tony Soprano. You know, they think everybody's like, it's all like that, but it's really there's rural areas, there's suburbs, there's cities, and it's like unique in that sense. You can go anywhere in 40 minutes, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah, because when you said New Jersey, I was like, man, why aren't you talking like that? Huh?
Exactly.
Aren't you all supposed to talk like that? Like,
you know, gabagool, you know?
Gabagool, whatever the fuck that even is.
Capicolo. That's how they pronounce it, like the Italian Americans. I mean, I grew up around a bunch of them, no doubt, but they have interesting like mutz instead of mozzarella, or like they have their own little
mutz.
Yeah, fun takes on words.
Mutz. What
or a gunnole instead of a cannoli. Like it's kind of yeah.
Dang, dude. So are you like Italian? No, you just know all this stuff because in New Jersey,
it's proximity. You know, it's everything.
Proximity. Man, why Austin of all places?
Well, it's you know, I took on more of a role with my family. You know, I have a girlfriend. I don't know if you saw the KT moment, but I do have an older girlfriend. That's actually real. And she has her family, and we wanted to kind of integrate us with them a little bit better. And the thing about New Jersey, what I was paying for a 2-bedroom apartment up there, I'm paying for a 4-bedroom house down here. So that was a huge part of it, is being able to get part of her family down there, like down here, and then also like me still being able to pursue comedy. It was a match made in heaven, seriously.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
So did you start comedy in Jersey?
Yes, I did. I was in New Jersey for about 10 months doing comedy. You know, and a lot of it was like, it was a coping mechanism initially for me being a bigger guy. You know, it's like you always have to defend yourself, and you kind of like, I was never a physically like fight someone kind of guy. So I always tried to use my words. And in all honesty, like in school, I was not good at like the roasts and stuff like that. And like, but it developed over time because I would watch like Chappelle. I'd watch all these comedy shows. I would watch like Roast Battle. And you know, I kind of developed like I enjoyed doing it at that point. And yeah, I never thought about doing stand up per se until I'm trying to think. It was like a New Year's resolution of mine to put more into myself.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I was always taking care of like, oh, I got to work, or oh, I got to do this for somebody else, you know? So I decided like once a week I would like give myself time to like do something I enjoyed. And it came across as like, I went to comedy shows for 52 weeks straight.
Wow.
Like, every week. And my girlfriend's like, why don't you like try doing it? And I'm like, I don't know if I'm funny enough. She's like, you're funny enough.
Oh,
so
sweet.
yeah, she's been like my biggest supporter, my biggest fan. Like, yeah. So that's kind of like how my comedy like manifested, is like I always thought of it as like fun to watch. And then when I started doing it, it's like, wow, therapy's so much cheaper now, you know?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Just getting on stage and just like talking about things that I find funny and like seeing how other people react to it. And it's like relatable for people that I wouldn't even think would be relatable, you know?
Yeah, man. That's kind of the reason why I got into it, but I didn't use the stage as a way to say the personal things that were going on. I kind of started off by like just saying just jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you hit the stage, like, since you said that, like, you know, it was kind of a therapeutic thing, did you hit that like just being completely open, or did you start off just saying like just whatever jokes for now? Like,
Yeah, I mean, my comedy's definitely evolved over time because it did start like almost entirely as observational, like what I thought of other people.
Yeah.
You know, and being able to say that, and people would like give me the gratification of like, yeah, I think that's right, you know? And I mean, it was good for a time, and then I like learned joke structure, and I found that through joke structure and like looking at my own life and things that were going on, I found that some of the biggest things that people liked is like things they could relate to.
Yeah.
So I would talk about my family, and I would talk about like work, and I would talk about different things, but make it in a way that's like, it's relatable, but it's also unique at the same time.
Yeah.
Like the age gap is the biggest thing I always go to, is like the age gap relationship. Everyone's like, you know, I wonder what it would be like to date an older woman. And then I talk about it and like explain it's great in some ways, and other ways it's interesting, you know, it's like the fun balance of it all.
Yeah.
And I think because like I'm a super authentic guy, like I love just being myself. I think it comes off a lot better on stage.
Yeah.
People tend to like it more.
Yeah, because they get a real sense of like who you are as a person. That's all they really want. You know, I kind of learned that too when I started actually opening up a little bit more. I was like, oh, people seem to laugh more. Excuse me. People tend to like laugh more when they understand and relate to what you're talking about. You know, so like when you started like getting those laughs and things, you know, especially like on KT, like you got like a fuck ton of laughs and everything. That must have been like an exhilarating thing, you know, like for you, like, you know, when you're putting your stuff out there. You know, did you feel like discouraged in the beginning, like without any laughter, or were you always just kind of like nailing it?
Yeah, definitely wasn't nailing it often.
Yeah.
A lot of it was like I would write during the week and I'd be like, oh, this is going to murder on the open mic. And you go there and it just crickets.
That is the worst feeling.
Yeah. And people are like, what are you even talking about? You know? And New Jersey's an interesting scene too, because it's not like Austin where like you have accessibility to comedy. Like you have to actually go out and find comedy, and there's like maybe one open mic each night. But then like to be put on a show, if you haven't been doing it like 4 or 5 years, best of luck.
Yeah.
It's really tough like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Because there's like hubs in New Jersey. Like one of them is Jersey City, which is like it's a city, you know, it's not like a suburb at all. But there's like a core group of guys there that like all run shows and all kind of like help each other out. And yeah, they put people on here and there, but like they have their core group of people that they put on their shows. And then like Hoboken, there's like all different areas just have their one little like, not clique, but like people they're comfortable putting on shows that they know are going to go do well and like draw people. So
yeah.
I feel like down here it's like you can hit 5 mics in a night.
Yes.
You can hit multiple shows in a night.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's really beneficial for honing your craft down here, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually just put out a clip about that very thing. It was a conversation I had with Monterey, and she works at the Mothership.
Mhm.
And I was telling her about like how I've spoken to comics who they came out here, and like the first stage that they ever went on was the Mothership, and that just blew my damn mind to
It blew
think.
my mind too, yeah.
Yeah, to think that it's that accessible and everything. So it must have been like, you must have been like freaking out when you got here and you realized you can just go anywhere.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, just the pure volume of it, I think, was the one thing that like really gripped me because yeah, there's accessibility to the Mothership mics, but that I'm using that one in particular because I wanted to make sure that I was like on point, like entirely with my set before I did the Mothership mic. I still haven't been called on the Mothership mic yet.
Yeah.
After signing up for a while, and like I think Killtony is one of those things where I feel like you can kind of work it a little bit more because you have like the interview portion to kind of lean on too.
Yeah.
So I was always signing up for Killtony, but the Mothership mic, it's been like probably I'd say a month and a half that I just started signing up for it.
Oh, okay.
Because like I don't mind going to another mic and not doing well or like trying stuff out, but like I really wanted to bring my best like when I do the Mothership mic. So
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I used to go and try to get on that one, and then I started working on Sundays, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I work every day essentially, but yeah, man. So like, what's your approach to joke writing? Like, do you just kind of see something, you're like, oh wait, that's funny, and then just write it down, or do you just like sit with a pen and a pad and just like, all right, I got some ideas, I just want to hash them out.
It's a combination of things because like I feel like instances will breed more like premises and breed more like ideas for me.
Mm-hmm.
And those I'll like write down. I have my notes app in my phone, or like I always carry a pen and
Yeah.
paper on me. So like times it'll be that, but there's also times that I know when I have no inspiration, I sit down and I don't want to say force because there's a negative connotation to it, but like I'll make myself go through the writing process. Like I have like a few different like styles and certain ways that I write jokes that I feel like if I plug and play things in my life into it, like things will come out of it. So that's why I find it beneficial to like, even when you don't want to write and even when you feel like you have no inspiration, like sit down and stare at a topic,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
sometimes like some of my best jokes have come from that because you're like, you have to mentally put yourself in the zone of the joke and you're like, okay, this is the only thing I have right now to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got this that goes on with it. We can do that with it, and that's why I find different angles or like I'll refer to old jokes, or like premises that I'm like, make no sense to me.
Yeah.
And like the challenge of having to like integrate it into like my onstage persona. Cause that's another thing I find that makes comedy easier for people is like if you have a genuine like persona to who you are, like almost
Yeah.
like what other people see you as, I feel like it kind of helps you generate jokes naturally through that.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have somebody that you kind of took after as far as joke writing goes? Or did you like, for example, like I really liked that kind of sounds like what you were saying, kind of sounds like Jerry Seinfeld's
Mhm.
way of doing it.
Yeah.
Where he just sort of like puts like everything away, and even his wife, I guess, knows that all right, he's going in, he's writing jokes, and he says that he just sits in front of a blank piece of paper essentially. Do you have like somebody that you were just like, oh, that method might actually work for me, or is it something that you developed on your own?
It's definitely a hybrid. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna pull this out. I didn't want to, but I will.
Bring it, dude.
I have so I have my like notebook, right? But I literally have just random receipts of paper with different random premises that like when they come to my mind and I'm like, let me write it down real quick. This is 100% Mark Norman.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, I'm like, dude, I think on the Hot Breath podcast, I think Mark Norman was saying something. That's how he does it.
Yeah. And like seeing him do that, and I was like, that is how the controlled scatter of my brain works too.
Oh, that's fantastic.
You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like I can go through that at any time and I'll be like, oh, I can reference to this joke, or like work on different things. So like that's definitely a big part of it. But also like as far as style and cadence, I'm like a big comedy nerd. So I like always look at the things that people are like so unnecessary, but I love it anyways. Like laughs per minute. I'm big on that. So like even like Pat O'Neill, like more recently, his style of joke writing really appeases me too, where he gets note cards and he has like all his premises set up and he'll like go on stage and like just one by one them and just see what works, see what carries, and see what people adhere to, and then kind of build from there. And then like I've always been a big fan of Dave Attell, and he just like
Oh yeah.
he could jam 6 laughs into one joke where one person would get one, you know?
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. Yeah, that very thing that you're talking about is absolutely fucking insane. Like how he could just like make a joke and he's touching on like 4 or 5 different things at one fucking time. It's like with one joke, he can get like 4 different kinds of people. It's like,
Well, that was the big inspiration for my opening line on Killtony.
Yeah.
Is, I look like I carve benches and stress test them with my ass. Like it's like it touches on the blue collar look, the weight look, the suspenders, the boots, the style that I come out in, you know, and then it translates into like, okay, the older woman in my life, and just like it touches on so many different things, and that's all like a tell where you can have a setup be a punchline at the same time.
yeah.
It's just
Well, dude, yeah, it blows your fucking mind.
yeah.
Yeah, because it really is true. Because that is what I thought when I saw your set. I was just like, yeah, there's so many different openings here that you can go with, and you explored it. It's almost like you could have gone in any direction, and anybody would have been like, oh, I saw him going there.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it was really good. So you took some Attell from that, Dave Attell, huh?
Yeah, and I think what I like a lot about Attell is he's very he observes himself.
Yeah.
Self-observational. And I almost like all my jokes start with a form of self-observation because I feel like you invite the audience into the laughter with them knowing you can joke about yourself too.
Yes.
It's not like a finger pointing this way all the time. It's like a little bit of this, you know? And I feel like that's been really working for me, is really like saying something about myself, like, you know, I know I look like I licked nacho cheese off WrestleMania 3 VHSs, you know? And like it plays to a weird, like, because I feel like I'm very like blue collar Americana, like in my approach with things, because that's like nostalgia to me growing up, and I love talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, it's like I'll throw something out there like that, and then you can go about like wrestling, you know, nacho cheese. You can talk about like being weird, you know, and feel like it's fun because it's like the setup and the punchline almost simultaneously.
Yeah.
You know, you get that first laugh in the first like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. And what I love about it too is that it felt like just good old fashioned jokes, man. That's what it felt like. It just felt like good old fashioned jokes. Like, cause I've been saying it a bunch, especially at the Creek. I've been saying it like a bunch to people, like the whole, talking about like cum and talking about like just all that fucking low hanging fruit. It's like, dude, there's so many comics who like they're not writing jokes, they're just saying funny shit. And so it was really refreshing seeing your stuff, and I was like, these are actually good jokes.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm like, that's, and you know, it was just kind of a treat that I also saw that you were on Killtony. I was like, oh, look at that, well deserved, I think. You know,
thank you.
That's pretty badass, man.
It's I like working. As weird and cliche as it sounds, like I like putting in the work.
Yeah.
And you know, I can't speak for other comics, but I know, you know, the easiest route is sometimes the quickest for people, you know, and I don't adhere by that. I feel like you should build longevity. You build a nice foundation and then work from building from there, because then you'll be stable in the moments that like, okay, you've already said come, you said a racial joke. So what do you do after that?
Right.
Like, how do you do an hour about that subject? It's
it just gets boring after a while. But like, but it goes with the authenticity thing that you were talking about. When it comes from just you, it's like endless material.
Yeah.
You can go forever because it's just you and your life and things like that. And that's what I really like, man. You know, I find that some of the struggles with my joke writing is that I have to tell myself to not overdo it. You know, so I kind of like learned the whole, you know, I know it's a very popular concept that many comics already are kind of learning, but I had to learn the whole trim the fat thing. Do you have any kind of joke writing like things that you learned that you were like, okay, this is a really pinnacle lesson for me?
I mean, yeah, trimming the fat. I mean, is a big part of it for sure, because I feel like it's almost like when you write an essay in high school, you write the long form and then you kind of work back into like what's the essential. It's almost like you're purifying the potion type deal, as nerdy as that sounds, but
No, it's true.
it is,
true.
yeah. And I'm a big proponent of. I've been telling a lot of people this lately, and I always preface it. It's works for me. Is painting like a vivid visual in somebody's head, and you get them in the scene like that.
Yeah.
And they're already like in that bubble encapsulated, and then you can work from there. I think it's a good trait, and I think if people haven't worked it out, I think it's a good thing to try to work out.
Yeah.
Is like not just like, okay, like I was waiting on the corner for the bus, but like it's like, wow, I smelled hot peanuts and had a bird shit on my shoulder waiting for the bus. Like people feel more invested then, and I think tied with that and authenticity, it's tough to have people like not be interested in it. And to have people sit back or people like not pay attention. So I feel like when I found out that revelation, like it just really started clicking for me, and it really started working. And like I try to integrate that in jokes that don't work, and it like kind of almost brings them back a little bit. So
yeah. I found that like the so you mentioned a second ago about like essays in like high school and stuff like that. I found that that is a really great analogy, because I ended up telling myself something that I learned. I want to say like either high school or college about like about that kind of proofreading and that the kind of like perfecting. It basically like used 2 words instead of 10 to describe something. Like try to get it to where it's like somebody will understand it in the least amount of words possible. So that's kind of like the way that I sort of do like my jokes. I try to do that. I'm not always successful. I'm not very
quick
good.
To the punchline. Yeah, that's the
quick to the punchline.
I mean, that's the I think that's the essence of it. It's like you leave the line out there too long, and people start thinking about other things.
That's true.
I think it's the touch to attention to detail, or attention span for people.
Yeah, you have to guide them. Do you okay, this is going to be kind of a weird question, but I've always wondered this. Do you have like, do you find it easy to write jokes and hard to perform, or it's like hard to write jokes and easy to perform?
I'm definitely more a writer. I think the writing process definitely comes more naturally to me. And I think a lot of comics a lot of the ones that I've met are very introverted. So the performance aspect of it is always like odd for them, me included. Like I still have to like get myself into a mental zone before I get on stage. But the writing part of it is just like, I can just blurt all day. And then just like working on that refining process is like fun, because then you find things you didn't think about before when you initially wrote it that you're like, oh, that would be awesome there.
Right.
And some people do that on stage, and they're able to do that on stage. I have trouble with doing that. I'm definitely a write first, perform second kind of guy.
Nice.
But performance is it's something I've had to work on, but I feel like I've been writing more for the performance now, knowing that it's going to be said on stage. So that's been definitely a good change that I've been getting used to.
Yeah, you seem very comfortable on stage. Like whenever I've seen you perform, like you work. Like however you're doing your thing, it works. Like, I mean, especially like on your KT, like, cause you look just like on there, like you would at the Creek at an open mic, like I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Me, I'm a spaz like a motherfucker, dude. Like it just depends on my day. Like one night, one night I'll be like all over the place. And the next night I'll just be like, no, I'm just going to work on words today.
Yeah.
And then I won't move. I'll just stand there and just like, all right, cool, man. Like
a lot of that came from repetition. Cause like the jokes I said on KT, I've said them probably 150 times before.
Nice.
And then doing that, it was just like, it's a big Kobe Bryantism. Kobe Bryant is like, I have no problem taking the final shot at the end of the game because I know I've taken that shot thousands of times before.
Nice, man.
And that's been my mentality with that, is like, if something's working, drill it until it's like, you don't even have to think about it anymore. It just comes out.
Yeah.
And I had I had a weird moment where like getting towards the cat, and I knew the cat was coming. like the meow.
Yeah.
And I said fuck, which I don't normally like do in the joke, but it's like I had it so timed out in my head. I'm like, oh man, did I speed through that? And I like it just came out. And then I said the final line and it worked. So
yeah. I saw that. I saw like Tony like he like almost interrupted you. You know? And you
I think he saw me like try to like I kind of
he felt that.
Yeah.
He's good like that.
Yeah,
he could just see things.
I'm not gonna stroke his back or anything, but yeah, he's I've definitely learned it more after the Killtony how like really attuned he is with like people's comedy.
Yeah,
and other people in general.
Yeah, he really is, man. Like you can't deny that. Like he's actually really good. Like because I know people are shitting on his like new special lately, and it's like yeah, sure, but like Killtony, like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So, but do you have anything that was like the weirdest reason that you came up with a joke? Like, do you have like, just like, man, I have got to put this into a bit or something like that? That was just like, this is fucking weird, and that you either visited or didn't visit. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm the worst fucking interviewer.
No. Well, you're making me think, which I really appreciate that. Because sometimes you get people like, it's just. But you're actually like, it's thoughtful, and I appreciate that.
That's what I want, man. I want you to think, bro.
Yeah.
I want to talk about essays.
Because I like, I haven't thought about this stuff in a long time because, yeah. I think the one that comes to the top of my head is like, I was like pseudo homeless for a little bit. Like, I was staying at jobs, like I was sleeping at jobs. Like my dad and I would work, maintenance, and we would clean this office building, and we would just like stay there until 5 a.m. and then like go about the rest of our day type deal. But like staying in hotels, like the weird things that no matter what hotel we ended up staying at, there was like always a common theme of like, I have to use all these amenities all at once. Like I'm paying for them, You're
right.
So like I had to take cereal with me from the continental breakfast. I had to use every towel in the room, all 21 of them. Like weird shit like you wouldn't even put together. I wrote a joke about that, and I used to run it for a long time. That was really fun. And then another one was like I'm not a political guy at all, but like when Trump got in, everything is like more tuned up, And it was I read a news article that said something like France wanted to take back the Statue of Liberty because they felt it wasn't like an accurate depiction of America anymore. And I read that article and like a joke just like came out of me. It's like, really? Like you're going to go for our symbol of freedom? Like that's what you're going to go for first, but you're going to leave Louisiana to us, like just a weird joke like that. Yeah, those are two that stick out that I'm just like, I have to write a joke about this.
I wonder how my Louisiana family would feel about that.
Well, like, Tom Segura has like,
he hates.
So my Wi-Fi router at home is labeled the Cajuns, and it's based on the Tom Segura joke where he's like, we should just build that wall around Louisiana.
Yeah, it's so funny,
so goofy. But
yeah, it is. It is goofy. It is goofy, especially
nobody ever attacks the Cajuns. I mean, there's no reason to, but
yeah,
Tom found a reason to.
When he started like hating on us, I was like, wait, what the fuck do we do? I'm like, fucking, all we have is boats and turtles and
sea
shit.
Bugs,
Yeah. It's like, we got fireflies. Yeah. God damn it. I'm literally wearing a Louisiana shirt right now. It's like, we have something called a rougarou, and basically it's like a werewolf kind of thing.
Oh, we had the Jersey Devil.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You do have the Jersey Devil.
Yeah, which is, it's weird. Because we named the hockey team after it. The New Jersey Devils.
No shit. After a cryptid.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Why did I not see that coming?
At the same time, cool fucking name.
Yeah, it is.
I'm a Rangers fan, ironically, but
Rangers, is that
New York Rangers? Yeah,
New York Rangers.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that hockey?
Hockey, yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't know anything about sports.
No,
but I'm learning it. Yeah. I know the Saints.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's New Orleans. But people like they'll try to talk stats with me and shit, and I'm like, dude, I don't know which balls go with which sports. I'm just letting you fucking know.
Hey, that's a fun premise.
Yeah,
that's fun.
I was like,
I'm kicking a pigskin. I'm like, oh, is this soccer? Like,
yeah, right. Like, what the fuck is golf?
Yeah. With the frisbee, is that what they do?
Yeah, I know they change shape and sizes and stuff. And some of them have laces.
And then you see like a cricket ball, and you're like, what is a cricket ball?
Dude, I wouldn't even fucking
racket ball.
No, dude. Like whenever I watch sports and they do anything with the balls, I'm like, where the fuck is the ball? How do you even know where the ball is?
Yeah.
Like when they do the football thing and they do that, like the hike or whatever it's called. And then they're like, I'm like, how do you know where it's at? You can't tell me that you know where it's at.
No, I just wait until someone like when people start chasing somebody, I'm like, oh, that's where it is. You know, I'm not. I don't want to say I'm not into sports. I think I know. So I did them when I was younger.
Yeah,
but I like know just enough where I can hold like conversation with people. But once we get into stats, I'm just like, whatever. I don't know.
Right.
You know,
it's like season 2 of Gossip Girl. You idiot. Man. So do you have like a worst like bombing story, or have you ever panicked on stage?
I don't think I've panicked on stage. I'm a walking cliche, dude. Seriously,
Hell yeah.
I think a lot, and I'm like, my dad has always like been a thinker too, so he's like drilled some of these cliches in me. But like, I'm a big like, if you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail. So I've always like gone on stage in knowing my amount of time, and I've like kind of gone with the program. I mean, there's been points where, of course, you riff a little, or you like talk with the crowd, and you kind of like mentally just omit a joke or something that you like. You're like, eh. I've definitely done time where it's like I've gotten notice from a booker. It's like, oh, you're going to be doing 7 minutes, right? And then for some reason it turns into 8, and then they're like, hey, can you do 10? And then you're doing 10 and you notice you're on minute 12 and you're like, okay, well, I've done my 12 minutes of my 12-minute material. Like, let me move on to something new. And then it's like, you get the light and it's like, I'm in the middle of a new joke.
Yeah.
That was a rough one. There's one time in particular I remember that was rough. And then I'm not a weed smoker. It's not my thing. And I did a weed show, and that was like very eye-opening for me that like, okay, I can't talk about things that tickle people's brain with weed smokers, you know? It has to be like dumb goof. Well, it doesn't have to be, but they're like dumb goofy jokes, things that you don't really have to think about much.
Oh, dude, that's my crowd.
Yeah. My first weed show, I had real trouble with it. Real trouble, because I didn't know what I was getting into. But
yeah,
I don't think I bombed. I just didn't get any laughs, which I guess that's bombing, right? All in one.
Yeah. I think like I guess if you had to like label bombing, I think it would be that like you're doing good, but the crowd just doesn't like you. You know, I guess that's kind of like the way that I think about it. Like, because there's been times I've been like on point. I'm like, yeah, this is good, but they just did not like me.
Yeah,
like for just whatever reason. You know, it happens all of the time.
Well, that happened at the Secret Show for me.
Oh yeah.
So like after my Killtony, I got on the Secret Show, and I knew I wasn't going to keep up with the lineup because the lineup is just killers, stacked headliners, top to bottom. And I knew I'd go up there, and I'm like, I'm going to try my best stuff because when in Rome. And I went up there and initially got some good laughs, but I'm relatively a clean comic. You know, I really don't like curse that much in my jokes or like talk about like those taboo subjects.
Yeah.
And going up after like 14 people who that's what they talked about, it's I had a little bit of trouble to say the least.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the moment of like being able to network with all those guys and being able to be on the same stage with them. I was like fanboying a little bit, but I didn't I didn't do as normally as well as I normally do. So
yeah. Who are some of your comedic inspirations?
I mean, they're always changing, but I think as far as like a career idea, like back to Dave Attell, I want to be like a club comedian. That's kind of my goal. Is like I don't want to do the Lincoln Arena. I don't want to do Madison Square Garden. I don't want to get big like that. I want to be able to support my family and continue to just put out funny and be able to work on that all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like in a club comic role, like that's kind of what appealed more to me, you know? So like Dave Attell's a big inspiration with that. You know, the way Nate Bargatze doesn't talk about the crazy taboo subjects. I mean, ironically the other way, and he does arenas, but like in the way that he keeps his subject matter authentic. Tom Papa's another one. Keeps his subject matter authentic. And he doesn't like do what the easy joke is or the easy laugh.
Yeah.
He talks about his family. He talks about his life experience. And like I find that really admirable. you know? So I definitely idolize those guys. And then there's a lot of people in the Austin scene that just like work so diligently at their craft. That's also super inspirational, seeing people who like work at it, getting up and getting better and getting good. Like that's inspirational to me too.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I've seen that happen with a few open micers, like where they get up there and at first you don't really know, or they're not very memorable because they're just like everybody else, but then all of a sudden they're like ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing differently? But good job, good on you and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. Like I love seeing that kind of evolution in this art. I think that's like one of my favorite things is just watching people. Like this is very much watching people get better, and watching people get worse.
True.
Yeah.
True. I think that usually comes when people try to like adhere to what they think the back of the room would like to hear, Like you do enough open mics, you start trying to appeal to comics rather than appeal to like, you're going to be in front of business professionals. You're going to be in front of like mothers and fathers, people with like kids with special needs, people who are trans. Like you got to relate to all these people at once, where people, I think the easy joke is always to shit on other people, and they try to appeal to the comic and others. Like I call it, trying to get a laugh from the back of the room.
Yeah,
like you always want like comics to laugh, and then it's like, well, your audience isn't going to be filled with comics forever.
Yeah,
especially on shows.
Right. So, do you have a trope that you just absolutely despise in joke telling?
Like a trope? Like what do you mean by
like? So I guess we kind of touched base on it earlier, where like it was just people just talking about like calm and all that shit, where they just kind of that's the only thing that they will touch base on. Do you have like kind of like you don't like one-liners, or you're like, I don't like these stories with only tags and no punchlines. Like
I feel like if people work at whatever they're doing enough, like I can get behind it for sure. I think there are like things that some people do that I don't find good for comedy, I guess. Like a big one is like pulling the curtain back and being like, well, that joke worked great at the last show. And it's like you gotta keep the audience in the mode like, okay, we're not comedians up here.
Oh, like when they say that out loud.
Yeah. And it's like, well, you have to get the people in that it's not a comedy show. Right. You want them to feel like, okay, it's just somebody like talking about a life experience, Yeah. So that's one thing that I always have a weird touch with, or like when people look for the audience to gratify them. And oh my God, I almost read a bit about this. Like when people say, you know what I'm saying? Like when they go on stage and they like point to somebody in the audience, they're like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like, no, you're supposed to get them to think that,
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about, man. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Just little things like that.
Man, it's so funny about that is actually that very thing is a big reason why, like, me and my brother, like, we came up with this podcast in the first place. Because, like, they had this guy, I don't even think he's a comedian anymore, but he used to be an open micer, and this is back in, like, late 23, I think. But he was, he got up there, and he was so discouraged by the lack of laughter, and he got pissed basically that nobody was laughing, and then he like marched off, and then I get up there and I also didn't get any laughter either, and but yeah, man, it was just like my brother and I, we just were cracking up just for some reason, and this dude like just got like so pissed, and I was just thinking to myself, I was like, like, I wonder what his story is. Like, I wonder, like, what his deal is.
Yeah.
And then essentially, like, that's, that's where the idea of Only Bombs came from, was just watching people crumble, but also being like, why? Like, like, what's going on? That kind of thing. Like,
I feel like people don't take bombing, like, the way they should.
Right.
It's an opportunity to see where your disconnect is. And now we can always chalk it up to the audience. That's the easy thing to do. But like, if you're trying to be truly funny, you should try to appeal to as many people as you can, or find your true tribe. I understand that part of it too, but like you got to take it as a learning experience and being able to be like, okay, like this is where I fell short. this is the part of the joke where people fell off. Like, how can I improve that part? It's
Yeah.
you got to be a student of the game, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, that's really like my mentality on there, cuz like it's the same kind of thing too is uh when I get up there I'm like the audience has one job.
Mhm.
Their job is just to laugh.
Mhm.
It's like but you need to
Give them something to laugh
give
at.
them something to laugh at. Like
Mhm.
that's your job.
Yeah.
So it's not their fault if they don't think you're funny. Like,
Mhm.
and so that's kind of like the way that I've kind of dealt with bombing was just like this is not, this is just not my crowd or this is maybe I need to revisit some of these jokes or something like that. Have you ever had like a sort of crisis with this whole thing and where you felt like you were going to quit or you wanted to quit?
I mean, I'm only 18 months in for all intents and purposes. So there's never been a point where I've been like, I want to quit because of comedy. I mean, there's always things that happen outside of comedy. That's kind of been the only time that I'm like, like maybe I should get a higher paying job so I don't have to like work as crazy hours or whatever, like silly things like that.
Mhm.
But it's just been like super beneficial to me.
Yeah.
And I've met more like really just cool, different people doing comedy. And like, yeah, that's why I feel like I'm in it for the long run is because I really enjoy the process of like, okay, you meet different people, you hear different styles of comedy, and I can have a completely different comedic style than you do, but we both can do well, you
Yeah.
know? And why I like it so much is I genuinely feel if you put in the work, you get
Mhm.
better.
Yeah.
Part of the work is, you got to be honest with yourself. And I feel like some comics don't have that. And that's like, okay, you're missing out on part of the work.
Mm.
Like recording myself. I hate recording myself, but I do it because I know the future self is going to be paying off from me being uncomfortable now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
See what I did there? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, dude?
Did my own trope.
Right? You know what I'm saying, dude? Yeah, you start doing crowd work on me. Like,
So where are you from?
whoa, yeah, hey, Trey, where are you from, dude? Which is basically what I'm doing for you. Do you have like a lesson, like, or let me rephrase. What is your biggest lesson thus far that you learned in comedy?
Give me a thinker.
Yeah.
I think like just tying into the last part of it, it's that you can have a different style than someone else and you both can still be successful in comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big lesson. And then I've always been a worker. Like that's always been a thing for me. I've done it since I was like 13. And that's another thing is like what you put in won't necessarily be what you get out of it. But like the more you put in, the higher your probability you're gonna get better with it.
Yeah.
So like any new comic or any comic who's going through a struggle, it's like you keep putting in the work, you keep looking at your jokes, you keep recording it, see what works, see what doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like I bark for shows. I feel like that's a good
Yeah.
thing that people should be doing too. As much as people think they may be higher than it benefits you because I feel like you are more invested in the show automatically.
Oh yeah.
Because like you don't want to perform to an empty room,
Yeah.
Gotta
Everybody. I say like
I think
a lot. Like
I think I do it subconsciously now because I talked about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Did you opened up the floodgate? You know what I mean?
Seriously.
You know what I'm saying? Dude, I love barking, man.
Yeah.
I really do. Because if I go out and I bark and I'm able to get like most of the crowd in, well, if I go up on stage, they know who I am because
They're already
I've been
invested in you
They're
too.
already invested in me. And then the other thing is I consider barking like a warm up.
Mhm.
Just saying jokes, just coming up with things,
Yeah.
just bringing some improv, just trying to like, just make just funny stories, make funny jokes. That's literally like what I do with everybody at the creek. I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'll just try to come up with just something, some kind of a joke, and it's like the goal is to just get up on stage and just do your best and everything.
Mhm.
But did you have any idea that your Killtony was going to go as well as it did? Like, did you think to yourself like, all right, these jokes are solid. I think it'll be all right, or were you like, oh fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Like, how was like, what was your perspective on that?
I did a lot of prep into the Killtony.
Mm-hmm.
So getting up all the time, that was one thing that I knew would improve my comedy, but I'm like, okay, it doesn't always translate in Killtony. A lot of great comedians I've seen go on that I've seen do amazing on shows don't do well in Killtony. So I did a lot of analyzing. I watch a lot of Killtony, and I watch a lot of things that people like will maybe look past. So I worked on developing a framework of joke that would do well on Killtony, because I knew if I was going to keep signing up and I wanted to do well and I wanted to advance into like further things in Killtony and like get more opportunities, I needed to find a formula that works, because a minute is not everyone's bag, and me included.
Right.
You know, I'm not a minute joke writer. But like my Killtony set I did was a combination of 3 of the biggest pops from 3 of my biggest jokes put together into one. And because I genuinely like try to write in a through lane, I try to write about one subject top to bottom. And I have like all my 3 jokes were about control and my self-control. And because I do that, I was able to like just put them all together into one joke, and it works seamlessly.
Oh, wow.
So I noticed that for me, the framework I take with Killtony, you want to pop between 5 and 7 seconds right off the bat. You need to grab people. You know, it's almost like the when people talk about like clips on YouTube and clips on shorts and reels, you got to have something in that first like few seconds. If you don't grab people, they're going to scroll past it.
Yes.
So it's the same thing with Killtony. I feel like the minute in Killtony translates so much to how reels are, because that's how people's brain thinks now. So you got to have something initially that really grabs them. You got to have an act out to show like physicality, that you're like physically invested in the bit.
Yeah.
You have to have like, that's where the visuals come into play. You want to incorporate people into it, and then you got to have a button to wrap it all together. And I found that so I don't normally write like that, but like for my Killtony minutes, I try to follow that framework. And, you know, the first one was very successful. And also the self-deprecation side of it too. You're inviting people in to like genuinely laugh at stuff. So, cause like, okay, so the bit I did on Killtony, like those 3 bits are way longer. If I did the full version of those bits, it would equate out to about 6 minutes of material.
Yeah.
But I condensed it all together and put it on Killtony, and it was a minute, you know? So it's not that I'm writing jokes differently. It's just I'm like taking my better jokes and putting them together almost.
Yeah.
You know, things that I've like tested and know that work. A lot of people would be like, I have a great premise. Let me go on Killtony with it. And it's like, your probability is a lot lower than in something you've tried out already.
Yeah. So you approach it from a very analytical viewpoint, I guess, right? Like,
yeah, and I try to consider it like Instagram Reels or any of that. It's like, okay, what is the formula? What works? Because I find it's not always exactly the formula that works, but probability is pretty high with that formula. You know, like Orhuan had a different approach when he got his golden ticket. He addressed something previously that happened in the room. That did really well because it was like already on people's minds. And then he went and did his jokes, and then he was great in the interview. So like people do great on Killtony for different reasons, but I've noticed like even people who don't get golden tickets who do really well. Like, you know, Ronaldo Mercado?
Oh yeah.
He had an awesome Killtony minute.
Dude.
Oh, he's one of my favorite comics down here by far.
Me too, man.
Him, Michael Ridley. There's like a few of them, and I'm just like, you guys are.
I need to ask him to get on here because they're good.
They're awesome, both of them.
Man, I love both of them. They're great.
So Ronaldo had like a killer minute that like I analyzed down to a T. Shout out Ronaldo.
Hell yeah. Shout out Ronaldo. Love you, buddy.
Yeah. His one about like suicide. Hey, you ever think about killing yourself? You know, like just a silly start off the bat, and then like how he elaborated further on that. Like I analyzed that minute. I've a few hours just looking at it, watching it over and writing it down, and like just seeing why things work, you know, and because it's what works on Killtony isn't always what works on stage and vice versa.
Right.
So I was like, okay, what is the formula that works on Killtony? And that's kind of what I've refined it down to, is those 4 things.
Yeah, that's badass. I mean, at least you have a thought. Sometimes you see people go up there and they didn't think anything of it. Like they just went up there just to do whatever. But you could tell the big difference. You could tell the difference in people who prepare versus people who don't. Why did you sign up for Killtony to begin with? What was the catalyst for that?
I'm pretty confident in my ability as a comedian. I know I'm always going to be learning and getting better, but I feel like when it comes down to it, I can make people laugh. And I felt like I saw what it did for other people and how people like got out there more. And I knew I had the ability, but I didn't have the ability to get out there like that.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw it as, is like, okay, if I work hard enough and I like try to put things together that are good, like funny comedy out there, like I knew it would pay off in the long run. And just the ability to be able to showcase yourself and get concerted feedback. Like I couldn't have asked for a better panel like on my episode.
I know, they were so good.
Yeah, they were just
Oscar and
so,
Cheryl, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were both so super thoughtful in their feedback, and that was another thing that like was alluring to me, is like being able to get feedback from people who are doing it and out there and in positions where I would love to be, and seeing like what one step further in that direction like I could advance,
Yeah.
And they both had really great feedback, with Tom saying like further elaborate on one subject, and talking about the like the clothing and stuff like that, like not having labels, and then Cheryl talking yeah. And trust me, I wrote a lot about like my clothes not having labels after that. And then Cheryl talking about like the rule of 3, which is always something I've had in my head, but trying to consolidate it into a minute, it's like I didn't feel like it would be beneficial for me to tap 3 times on the same subject where I can get my point across with one, So, I gotta stop doing that.
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta stop beating myself up for saying it though.
It's okay. I won't judge too hard.
Thank you. But yeah, the feedback was that's also a big part of it. And I think the people who put in work and the comics who like are out there like doing comedy consistently, I think Tony really can pick up on people who work at it. And they really didn't roast me much. They were more asking about me and giving me advice, which I think was like gratifying in a different way, because I'm like, they like genuinely see me in this,
I felt that too.
And I think David Lucas kind of did the same thing on the fishing podcast, is like he was talking about like CPAs and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm a year and a half in, I'm not thinking about any of this. And like it was very, it felt good, because they're like, okay, I can see him going far in this.
Yeah, I could see it too, man. Because you have this good working frame of mind, like working. Like I could tell that you want to work towards things. I could tell that you put the work into your jokes, and it's evident because your jokes are jokes, like they're actually jokes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's not just like you're not up there just saying shit. And I always think of it as, I equate it as like somebody just taking a bunch of words that they wrote down that they think is funny, and they throw it against the wall and just sees what hits. And it's like, that's kind of what I see all the time with
people take the shock approach.
Yeah. And it's just words.
It's not for me, but maybe some people it works. But that's the short-sighted look at it. Because what happens when you say everything you can about these 3 subjects, and you're moving into hack territory, which is like a big thing. You want to be unique.
You want to be unique, yeah. And people want. I feel like people want to see you be unique. I feel like that's what people want to see. Usually that gets the biggest laughs. Just saw Shane Gillis recently, and he killed, and he literally all he did was just talk about like some shit that happened to him, just like his special, it's and he slaughtered, man. It was fucking insane, so it's really refreshing seeing like you working on, like actual jokes. So
thank you.
What does your future look like? Like, what are you wanting to do in comedy? I know you said you don't want to be an arena comic, you want to be a club comic, I know that, but like, do you have like a vision for yourself?
I try to break it down differently. I try to do like a 1 to 3 year, and then a 3 to 5 year, and then like forever after that. Ultimately, I want to do this for the rest of the time, as long as I can. As long as I can get on stage and be able to do this. That's my goal. There are like other little things that I have. Like I want to move to Montana, but I want to integrate comedy. So I'd love to open up like a signature comedy club in Montana, because I feel like there's maybe one in Bozeman, but other than that, I feel like there's such a untapped, like, well, number one, the pandemic did a lot of weird things. It moved a lot of California people to California.
California. I was like, were you just gonna walk away from that, G Pow?
Oh, man, there's a great tag there.
I'm like, you can't just walk away from that. You said California.
A lot of porn stars from California move there.
Sorry, I'm such a degenerate. Anyway, go on.
It's so funny though, because I'm like, oh boy, I have to go back to that.
As soon as you said it, I was like,
huh?
yes. Come to the dark side.
There's a lot of California transplants, and California is obviously the store, and even San Francisco has a big comedy backing, and I feel like in Montana there's so many like people that like I couldn't imagine crave that comedy, and even more so than that, I feel like it's a perfect integration of like me wanting to go there and be in a rural area and have more space, but also being able to bring funny and do what I want to do for the rest of my life there. So that's also like kind of a goal of mine.
Nice.
You know, I do want to do some touring, but not like every weekend. You know, I'd love to do maybe like 15 to 20 weekends a year. Like just going to different cities and just like being able to experience other parts of the country, because I've only lived in New Jersey and here. And this is the furthest west I've been in my life. And I know there's so much different country out that way, and even north of here it's so much different country, and just like hearing different people and different experiences I think will help me be more relatable and find out like what's genuinely funny to everybody, because I can talk about Pete Terry's, but I can only talk about it here in Texas. I can't go back up to New Jersey and talk about Pete Terry's the way I do around like down here.
Now I want Pete Terry's.
I love it, man.
Me too.
So
dude.
good.
It really is. It's like, oh God, I'm trying to like, eat better. I'm like, but fucking Pete Terry's.
And then, so that's like my, my goal, but not my, somewhat long term, but like, I think more in the short term is, I'd love to work at the Mothership. I'd love to be able to get a door guy position or like get a role in being able to perform there regularly.
Hell yeah.
And then also like Killtony, like if I can see where that horse rides, as much as I enjoy writing, like I think I would love the challenge to have to put a stage ready minute out every week. I think that's such a fun challenge to be able to undertake. And as much as it's stress worthy, like it's got to be so gratifying, whether it goes well or it doesn't, like being able to build and learn off that. And I think the proof's in the pudding, because all those guys on Killtony, they're just like, there's very few of them who don't have a good like upward trajectory after that.
Yeah.
And it's like positive stress.
Yeah.
So.
And they are so good, man. Like, oh my gosh. Like, and I know Timmy No Breaks, of course excelled, but a lot of people don't realize like how funny Tim Stiefler, thank you. How funny Tim Stiefler actually is, like, he's fucking great just on his own.
Totally.
So people like, I feel like, they see what they want. They see what it is, and they don't realize all the hard work that goes into it. So that's pretty cool that you have that frame of mind where you just want to keep working at it, and you have dreams and things that you want to accomplish. That's really awesome, man. Hell yeah. But I do have to ask, dude, like, I've been wondering this the whole time, but like, what's up with the suspenders, bro? Like, why suspenders?
I promise you, it's truly functional. It's not a gimmick.
I believe you. Totally. And I loved all your jokes, by the way, the toe strap jokes and everything. I was like, yes,
thank you.
This is so good.
It took me staring at a picture of myself wearing suspenders to really get that joke down.
That's a good one, dude.
Thank you,
like
man.
the one about you in the back, like with the Tacoma
Yeah.
and everything. I was like,
specificity.
dude,
People eat it up.
That was great. I
Thank
was
you,
like,
man.
bro, yes, because I literally carry toe straps. So when you said that, I was like,
I think they come with the Tacoma, don't they?
yeah, dude. Except for I got a 06 Pontiac Vibe.
Oh my gosh! Still,
I still got them toe straps.
There you go.
But yeah,
so the Suspenders is there's literally one instance, and I remember my buddy Frank. He's in a band called Guac.
Guac.
Guack.
Guac.
And that like completely explains him because he's such a funny, creative guy. And I think we really vibed on that. But there was one day in the back room of Trader Joe's in Paramus, New Jersey, my belt broke. It snapped.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to use baling wire. So have you worked in grocery stores before?
Mm-mm.
No. So like what we do with all the cardboard at the end of the day is we compress it all in this machine. And then we take these, essentially wire straps and wrap them around it and pop it out of the thing and send it off to the warehouse.
Yeah, like you crimp it down and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I've
and they
done
recycle
that baler
it.
stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah. And I had to use that baling wire as a belt for the rest of the day, and it sucked. It sucked because I didn't have another belt. You know, belts are not cheap for this.
Yeah,
they're like $50 a piece, and I think, oh man, I don't remember why I had suspenders. I want to say it was for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I think one year I was a lumberjack for Halloween, and that's all I had. And I threw them on, and I'm like, these work, you know? And
you just loved them, huh?
And something about wearing a belt too. Like as soon as I loosened the belt, I had to shit. To be quite candid. And
nice.
With this, I don't have to feel that way. I just go when I have to. It's again a weird thing, but they just worked, you know. And I'm just like, okay, yeah,
that's pretty cool.
And they're a lot cheaper than belts.
And they add a different style.
And I have a few different ones. I mean, I'm not into the whole like, oh, red, white, and blue or like pride color one. That's not my game. I just like the simple black, like I can wear this with a dress shirt. I can wear this with a t-shirt, you know? Yeah. And that's kind of what I like is
it works.
I'm not gimmicky with it. You know, it just, what works for me.
Dude, yeah, it works. Have you seen anybody else with suspenders?
There's a guy I work with at Trader Joe's in Austin who he wears them occasionally, but nobody who like wears them consistently.
Okay, the reason why I ask you is because I work with a guy at my at my other job. I work with a dude, Bailey. Hey, Bailey. Anyway, I work with this guy. He also wears suspenders.
Okay.
And so when I saw you wearing the suspenders, I thought about him, and I was like, what the fuck is everybody wearing goddamn suspenders lately for? I was like, I feel like, should I like hop on this bandwagon and grab some suspenders?
Super functional, you know?
I can see myself going like,
I think when I first started wearing them, it was I was thinking about like a fireman calendar where they're wearing just their pants and they're like, hey, you know?
That's true. Their bunker gear has like we got the big ass suspenders that we used to have.
Oh, that's right. You you were a firefighter, right? EMT too? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just these big ass suspenders and everything. I used to like actually like it was such a thing like when you're donning your gear that I had like a specific way. I think most firefighters do, but I had a specific way that I would lay out my suspenders, like to get into the pants like quick.
Yeah.
And so like there is a part of me that's like, dude, I would like literally like the way it looks basically is like the bunker pants are all the way down, and then you have your boots out, right? And so like basically it's like you almost have your pants like inside out, and then your boots are out, and your suspenders are basically on the ground. And then if we get a tone, you just go run real quick, put your boots on, and then pick your pants up, and then put your suspenders on real quick.
Sounds like me every morning.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was like, dude, I'm gonna do that.
That's so funny you mentioned that, because I think so with jeans and me, I can't wash them all the time. I mean, if I get sweaty or if like, you know, of course, but a lot of the time I'll just pop the suspenders off, throw them on the ground, and then next morning step right into those suckers, throw them back on.
Dude, that is badass, bro.
Why not?
You're
it's easy.
G Pow. pow.
Yeah, buddy.
Have you gotten a lot of that with the fucking, what do you call the other guys? Pow. Pow, pow.
No, what do I get? Step Brothers, a lot.
Step Brothers. That's what it is. It's Step Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Not other guys.
That's Will Ferrell though, and but yeah, Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, that's right.
All those white guys look alike.
Oh my god.
Right.
I had a few people have definitely like pow,
Yeah.
Kobayashi, give me the whole spiel. It's so good.
Fucking Catalina wine mixer.
Yeah,
Dude.
Love that movie.
Yeah, dude, we could just go down that horrible thing, but anyway, dude, is there anything that you would like to put out? This is your camera. If you have anything,
You can find me pretty much every Saturday at Sand Jack Saloon on the second floor. I work with a company called Cage Cat Productions, and we put out great showcases with Mothership comics, Killtony comics, a lot of local guys trying to get their shot. So you get a really good best of everything with the show. So yeah, I mean this week, it's too early already, but yeah, we do every Saturday. This week though, we were lucky enough to do Friday and Saturday, so we got tons of people out today. But then yeah, every week after that, we're Saturday at Sand Jack Saloon.
Sand Jack Saloon.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, man, dude, I had a great time, man. It was really fun. Man. Thank you so much for coming on,
fun.
Dude.
Thank you, Trey. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, dude.
Thank you.
And I guess that is a wrap. Thank you for tuning in to Only Bombs. Fuck. That's it, brother. We're done. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. It was fun, man.